So I think I'm going to attempt a vlog this week because we got some fun things coming up. Might be a fairly interesting week. I have no idea, but we got some bookish things coming up. And so I thought maybe it'd be fun to try and vlog it. But first up today, we're having Tori and her boyfriend over for Sunday dinner. So that's the first thing on the list this week. You finished lots of books this week. I wanted to know what they were.
I don't remember.
You don't remember already? It's just been this week.
I read The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle.
Oh, I get all those books mixed up. That's the one I probably get mixed up with.
7 Husbands of Evelyn. Here we go.
Yeah, no wonder.
Everyone, yeah.
Was it good?
It was okay. It was a little bit boring.
Sadness.
Then I read Get a Life, Chloe Brown.
I've never heard of it.
It's a romance.
Oh, nice.
That was actually pretty good.
Not sappy and sweet? Or sappy and sweet in a nice way?
I was thinking that it would be one that I could have said in that video.
So it wasn't too sappy and sweet?
I mean, it just felt very realistic. Like, not cheesy. And then I read Enoch Rise because Hunter's brother told me to.
Hunter.
Well, he didn't really tell me to.
He brought it up.
He brought it up.
Hunter.
What's up, guys?
Hunter's brother said for you to read it?
Well, no. We were just talking about books, and he said that was one of his favorite books.
Oh, and what's your opinion?
It was fun. And then I read Flow by Ian Reid. That was interesting. It's about like sometime in the future, and they're going to space. Like they're trying to settle on another planet.
Oh, okay.
And they randomly did like a lottery to like decide who was gonna go to the planet. And so like this couple husband gets chosen to go like experiment living on this new planet. It was pretty thought-provoking. And then I finished Eleanor and Park.
Nice. 4 book club.
Yep.
All this week?
Yep.
And you got to what number of book in total?
Oh, 100. I finished my 100th book on Friday. Eleanor and Park made it 101 of the year so far.
So crazy. Okay, is that it?
Yep.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
I'm on my way to work. The sunshine in my face, I guess. And something is banging on my car and I don't know what it is. So I feel like the dinner yesterday went well. And then afterwards we went to my parents' house and had what we call dessert Sunday, which is something we do every second Sunday. Bring desserts and get together with the family and hang out for a couple hours and so we did that yesterday. I made pumpkin brownies, which maybe you got a little teeny glimpse of. I'm realizing that when I do vlogs, I forget most of the time that I was going to do it, and then I forget to film. I'm on my way to work now to the library, where I will do odd jobs for a few hours before I go back home, and hopefully we'll get some time to edit a video and work on writing my book. There's a thing in November called NaNoWriMo, which I have talked about before, and it is where lots and lots of people get together and try to write 50,000 words for their book. It's been an awesome, well-loved event and organization. Lately, they are supporting AI, which authors are not a fan of. Even before this was all kind of going down with NaNoWriMo, my friends and I've got a new little writing group going. Those friends and I decided we would do our own thing in September. And we're calling it September Sprint. Because November, when NaNoWriMo happens, is the most terrible month of all to concentrate and focus on writing. Because there's just way too many things happening in November. So we thought, hey, September would be a great month. Let's try that. My goal is just to finish this space opera book once and for all. So far, I've maybe added 3,000 more words to it. I'm up to 70,000 words. I need to figure out how it ends. Anyway, hopefully we'll have time to do that when I go home today. We'll see how it goes. Wish me luck. So now that I've got my lunch ready here, I'm going to work on the computer doing some editing, first of all, for another tag that I'm going to put up tomorrow. Lately I've been getting lots of tags. I went for a spell with hardly any tags at all, and I wasn't doing them. But now suddenly I've been getting quite a few, and so I'm putting up like a tag every other day. The last week or so, I'm going to edit one that needs to go up tomorrow for Tuesday, and then I need to film one that maybe I'll put up later on. Ow! Oh boy.
I is for insect, J, jar of jam. J is for
So as part of this vlog, I thought I'd quickly tell you what books I'm trying to read right now. I feel like I've got like 7 books going at this time, which is really a lot for me. First of all, on my Kindle, I've been trying to read A Gathering of Shadows, which is the second book in the Darker Shade of Magic series by V.E. Schwab, which I've been talking about, but it's been put on hold because all involved in cranking out Crank, big fat book, but real easy reading because it's in verse. I finished that the other day, so it took over my life for a little bit. And now I'm trying to do Eleanor and Park, which I just got my hands on again, and I'm halfway through with it. This is for book club next week. I love this book so much. This is a reread. Love it so much. As I mentioned before, I've started this one, To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini. It's on hold also while all these other things happen, but I really, really do want to get back to it. My writing group's been reading Story Genius, and I got them all going on it, and I think they've all finished it, and I'm still like chapter 1. So I want to read a little bit more of this before we meet again as a writing group, which is in 2 days. On my Kindle, I got the Miracle Morning book, which my sister-in-law said was amazing and has helped her a ton, so I ended up with it. So I'm trying to read it a little bit. I also got an audio book called Why We Read. I can't remember the author of that one, so I've been listening to that. I started listening to that while I do coloring on my tablet, which is kind of funny. That's a lot to be reading at one time. I also ended up with Forever by Judy Blume from the library, which I read the first little bit of, but I don't think I'm considering myself actually started on this one yet. But it's right here in the pile. Is that it? So there's 3 on the Kindle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 if you count Crank that I just finished like yesterday. I don't know why I'm reading so many, because everything keeps becoming available after being on hold. That's my problem right now. So anyway, that's my little quick reading update on all the things I'm trying to read this week. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. So today is Wednesday, which is the day that I have to kind of catch up on everything. It's kind of like my Saturday-ish. No babies and pretty much the day to myself for the most part, usually. So I have mundane things to do, like get the wash done, feed the sourdough, clean up the mess, maybe clean a toilet or 2, and then spend a lot of time on the computer, either editing videos or working on my story. And then I might fit in a moment to read. I have almost finished Eleanor and Park. So it's just kind of a putter around, do all the things day. But today is very exciting because later on tonight, we are going to see Leane Moriarty, the author of a couple of our favorite books. When I say our and we, it means me and Tori and a bunch of book club people. Everyone in book club absolutely loves her books. And so she is launching a new book today. I can't remember what the name of it is. But so we are going to that launch and hopefully get to meet her and have her sign some books. And we're all going together and that's going to be really fun. I'll try to vlog a few moments of that, hopefully, if I remember. Anyway, today I might also film a video, another tag video for putting up next week, and I feel like I should be doing some other videos too, but I guess this week it's all about the vlog and I'm not going to worry about any other content for the channel right now, I guess. But I was going to say 3 exciting things happened this morning. Exciting. First of all, you've heard me rave and rave and rave about Marcus Zusak, probably my most favorite author of all time. When he posted yesterday about his launch for his new book there in Sydney, Australia, people were saying all kinds of things on his Instagram and he was responding to every single one of them. And so I thought I'm just gonna respond just for fun, just because I want to. So I said something like, congratulations, can't wait till it's our turn in January here in the US for this book, and then forgot all about it. But yesterday I got on Instagram, and sure enough, he responded to me and he said something like, Suey, something about, hey, it's been a while, and that he remembered me from when he came here, probably 6 or 7 years ago now. So he remembered me because of the whole t-shirt incident, I think. I don't know. I've talked to you about that before. I don't remember. Anyway, I was like, oh my gosh. Not only that he responded, but that he remembers me. This kind of blows my mind. He interacts with a lot of people. That was number one exciting thing. And then I was scrolling through Twitter and saw that a K-pop band that I really enjoy, a very obscure one, very unknown one, very small group, is coming to our city. So I'm always complaining that our city gets left out of most everything because nobody really wants to come here. We're in the middle of nowhere. They think nobody even lives here. They think the people that do live here are just weird people. A lot of groups, K-pop and otherwise, start realizing that that is so not true. It's very exciting when they do give us a chance and come here and see what happens. So this little group, their name is 8turn. They are coming here to our city, but it's not until April. But tickets go on sale tomorrow, which is really funny. I love this group. Very awesome group. I wish I could show you them. I wish I could gush all over the place about them, but probably nobody cares. Also, I will get copyrighted if I show anything. Maybe I can show a blip. I don't know. Exciting thing number 3. Every now and then we'll wake up and find a HelloFresh package on our porch because we have it coming every month and I forget. And you can go in to the website and choose what meals you would like them to deliver, but I always forget. So when that happens, it just defaults to whatever they give you, which is a little bit scary sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But it's also a fun surprise. So I thought I would take you along with me as we open up the HelloFresh package and see what we have today. I really wish I could remember to go onto the website and request what we really want. But like I said, sometimes it's fun to get a surprise. I don't know if you guys are familiar with HelloFresh. This is not my ad. We are not sponsored, but they send you ingredients to do. We're on the 3-meal thing. So I have 3 meals in here that I can make, which is really fun because then I don't have to stress. Okay, here it is. Then I don't have to stress about what to make for dinner for the next week. So what do we have? Mozzarella and herb chicken with couscous. Is that how you say it? I never know how to say that word. Carrots and chicken and couscous. That'll be okay, I guess. We have pan pork with creamy mustard and vegetables and an apple. Vegetables and an apple all roasted together. That looks okay. And then we have a bowl of some kind. Spicy pork dan noodle ramen with charred cabbage, Szechuan spices, and sesame seeds. That will be yummy. All right, I guess we can handle that. We're good. If you're curious and you don't know if you've never got a HelloFresh, you'll see that it's packed with this great big huge ice thing. And so it's really, really cold. You got 3 bags with all the ingredients. And then you have the meat down underneath another ice pack. Oh, it's kind of leaking. Gross. I'm gonna have to put it in a bag. Oh, so that was kind of gross. That's never happened before. Have it be all kind of goopy inside there. You may have noticed that much of my day is worrying about food. I am annoyed by this most of the time. Yeah, I wish I didn't have to worry about food so much. Whether I'm needing to eat it, needing to fix it for someone else, needing to make something for something like dessert sundae, or worrying about not eating it, if that makes sense. Anyway, now I'm off to do all the things, but the thing that I would really just love to do is just lay around and read.
and truly madly guilty. The New York Times.
Yes, so I came up with the idea when I was actually on the flight out of Hobart, which is in Tasmania, which is the little island at the bottom of Australia, which often gets left off maps. And Tasmanians are very insulted by that. And I've just spent a week there writing. My thoughts had turned inward. I was in that state of mind, and I was on the plane, and the plane was stuck on the tarmac. You know, when they keep telling you over and over, there's a problem, please be patient. And the people all around me were making phone calls and, cancelling dinner reservations and all that sort of thing. And there was a woman in front of me, and she was talking to her daughter, who was obviously quite young, and she was saying, so Daddy's going to have to make dinner. And she was saying, so you just wake him up, you'll have to wake him up. And then she kept saying, so just wake Daddy up, just raise your voice. And I was starting to get quite worried. And then I started to text my husband, and I was telling him the story, and I said, I think Daddy might be dead. And he texted back and said, no, the poor man's just having a nap, he's fine. And so then I went on to I changed to the mum and sisters group chat because I knew they'd be more interested. They were immediately, my mother was very worried about what was going to have for dinner. And then, sadly, or really happily, it turned out, sadly because I was wrong, my husband was right, she did manage to wake him up, and it seemed that Daddy had had too much to drink. Well, I'll answer with what I call my Maserati story, which begins with the fact that my husband became very supportive of my career when he found out that Marion Keyes bought her husband a Maserati. And he was once at a dinner party, and he was asked by the person sitting next to him, how did I go about it, what was my process in writing my books. And he apparently spoke at length about how I did this, having never once asked me. And he said, so she does a chapter by chapter plan, she has it all set out. And he came home and he said this to me, and I said, but I don't plan them at all, I just start with a premise. And he said, well, I think you should. So I get my Maserati much faster.
A little starstruck?
A little starstruck, very starstruck. She was so nice and so lovely and funny.
Very gracious.
Very gracious. And I'm embarrassed that I've been pronouncing her name wrong for
So
years.
tell the world how do we pronounce it now?
Oh, I've been pronouncing it Leane Moriarty, but it's Leon.
Leon.
She has amazing talent. She just writes a story and it comes together. She's a pantser. I never would have guessed.
Intricately told.
It's insane.
Doesn't even jump around.
Amazing.
Doesn't even. Tori's back there. Doesn't even jump around. Yeah, she was so nice, and I was expecting more diva-ish behavior, like I was saying, and she just took pictures and signed everything. So some of them don't do that.
There's something in the water in Australia.
There is.
There's something down under.
hungry. Are you hungry?
Hungry.
What are you gonna get?
Probably salad.
I'm thinking nachos.
Oh, that sounds good too. I always forget what they have anyways. I'm not familiar with.
It's exactly Cafe Rio.
I thought Chipotle was exactly Cafe Rio.
No, Chipotle is different.
Oh. Costa Vida is the exactly Cafe Rio one.
Yes.
In the Lives of Puppets, the Green Creek series for adults, the Extraordinary series for teens, and now Somewhere Beyond the Sea. With vehement pride, let's please welcome for the first time to Salt Lake, TJ Klune.
To keep certain people from ever succeeding. It was a story about finding color in the world, finding a place, finding a home where one did not exist or expect to exist. And it turned out better than I'd hoped. Yes, it was a little weird. After all, here I was trying to position someone called the Antichrist as a child who loved what he called dead people music. Not exactly the norm, but it felt good. It felt right, it felt weird. But then, I always appreciated my weirdness, even if when growing up it was the thing that put a target on my back. How many times have I heard the words, "Why are you the way you are?" Many times, more than any child should ever hear. So I wrote the book. Then I got an agent. And then my agent was like, "Let's sell it to McMillan and Tor." And I said, "Shit, yeah, that sounds cool." And then in 2019, I received the information, the news I had been waiting for so long. The release date. I repeated it over and over in my head, March 17th, 2020. So, if you need a refresher, that was the week that the exploded across the United States, while all of you were out there going and buying every piece of toilet paper you could find, and were wiping down every single one of your cereal boxes. Here I was asking, "Hey, I know things are really scary right now, but do you want to read a book about kindness and the Antichrist?" What is that? It has turned into something so much more. These children, these remarkable children who aren't real but are real to me, are growing up. They have a home. They have a place to be free. So what comes next? What does it look like to keep that home? And not only that, but what happens when the fight comes to your doorstep? What if the children refuse to be passive in the face of ever-increasing odds? What if we asked the kids what they thought? You see, yeah, you can clap at that. Yes, we get to see the family of two dads, their gremlins, and their queer sprite auntie protector, but we also get to see what happens when these kids decide they are done being told how they should look, how they should act, how they should exist. We get to Sal become the leader I always knew he'd be. We get to see Talia stick it to the man quite literally. We get to see Lucy decide what being human means. We get to see Fee come into her own as one of the most powerful beings in existence. We get to see a new fiery side of Theodore. We get to see Chauncey be Chauncey. What that entails, you will see. We also get to meet David, a boy hinted at during the final pages of Cerulean Sea. David, who comes to the island with his own history, his own trauma, his own hopes and dreams for the future, and my God, does he fit right in with the rest of them? David, incidentally, so you know, is based upon a very specific character. I took inspiration from a very specific character. In the 80s and 90s, there was a comic strip that was one of the greatest things ever written called Calvin and Hobbes. David is my Calvin. Now, for those of you who've read Calvin and Hobbes, if you haven't read it since you were a kid, I highly recommend you reread it as an adult because it works on levels you don't even begin to imagine. But second, there's a very specific character that Calvin plays, a noir detective called Tracer Bullet. When Arthur and Linus first meet David, he puts on a performance for them as a noir detective, and it's because of Calvin and Hobbes by Bill Watterson that David exists. Now, thank you for letting me blab at you for a little while. I was made to do this job, and I'm so grateful you all have come with me on this weird and wonderful journey. I would not be here if it wasn't for all of you.